Hello, everyone. This is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Ned for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's gonna be a super short one. I have a little bit of story with it, or just kind of like what happened. So, there was 4 orders, so that's not a lot, but one of them was a combo order. So the first thing that sold was, I think it's 25 of these Munchkin promo cards for like the Munchkin board game by Steve Jackson Games. Yeah, there's just a bunch of them, all the way from door cards to treasure cards. So yeah, people use these to like add them to their game. There's a bunch of different promos. This IP, the Munchkin brand for Steve Jackson Games, is super popular. A lot of people like this. I have I think it doubles of most of these, so I get to relist them. So good thing is, even though I had a low amount of quantity of sales, this ended up going for, well, they paid at 3 different times. So I think it was around like $65 plus shipping for all these, which is pretty good. And I get to relist them. Got them really cheap. All right, and then next up was going to be a lot of 4 of these police cars, different state police cars. I think that I forgot what area they're from, but yeah, I think they're Crown Victoria on the bottom right there. Got a bunch of these die-cast cars from a storage unit flipper who likes to actually deal with like actual big cars and stuff, and they like to sell like the magazines and other stuff to other people. And then we hit them up occasionally. So got these 4 cars. So these end up going for, I think it was, let me see, I have my computer over here, $17.46. All right, and then the last thing on eBay, so our fourth sale was not on eBay, is going to be this Conan, the board game. It's like a dice bag or card bag. I haven't played the Conan board game. I know it's super good. It's gonna be based off of like the books and movies. I know it's an older one. I think the board game at least is a vintage one, probably mid 2000s. Like I said, I can picture it's like this big box. It has this like obviously Conan on the front and a bunch of other like fantasy monsters and axes and that kind of energy. But yeah, this ended up going for $14.94. I'm assuming that's either like a dice bag or a tile bag. A lot of these board games, which are a lot of fun, have bags you reach into, which kind of, instead of like randomizing something and just like flipping over a card or just like a dice on the ground, you might have like little cards or tokens you pick out, and that ends up being what happens. So pretty cool there. All right. And then the last thing that we sold was another Munchkin promo for Munchkin Panic. So I'm not sure if Munchkin Panic is a different Munchkin game. I'm assuming it is because it is a different branding and different back. This card's called Friendship Potion. This individual promo card sold on Bonanza. I think it was for like around $20. So I did take really cheap offers on the Munchkin cards, but the reason why I took really cheap offers on this is I saw the person they were just sending a bunch of offers, and I'm like, okay, the totals can be okay for this. Plus, I knew I had more of these. This one I did not have another one of, but yeah, someone randomly on Bonanza, like I said, bought that. So interesting. I sold a bunch of Munchkin stuff. I've had that happen before where I have a low sales day, but then a bunch of Munchkin stuff sells. The other thing that I thought was interesting, and this has happened to me, I don't even know for how long, maybe like a year, maybe like a year and a half, 2 years, but there will be periods where there's just kind of like a dry spell on eBay, all the way from offers to sales. So my last sale yesterday on eBay was this lot of Munchkin cards. I just looked right now, that was at 3:59, so basically 4 o'clock yesterday. It's in like an hour and a half from 4 o'clock now, so it's almost been 24 hours of nothing, like no other sales, and there's been only one other back and forth offer on a particular miniature case. I don't think I'm getting enough for it, so we've been going back and forth, and we'll see if we can like agree on like a middle price. But they were asking like more than half off, so I'm trying to figure out. It is like shipping to California, so I'm trying to like keep that in mind for the customer. But like other than that, there's just been no, like I said, no other offers. Super unusual for us. We do send out a bunch of offers. Like you'll have like your little offer section where you can send out like offers. So we do that constantly. So Netta usually focuses on that. But I was listing a lot of stuff yesterday, so it happens. Like I'm kind of used to these like weird, dark, dry spell periods where there's just nothing. There's no action at all. I have noticed that I just don't like the algorithm. If this is like intended on eBay, I just don't like how that is. Like obviously I don't know like the deep roots of the algorithm, and I try not to go too deep into like the theory craft of it, but it's definitely a weird situation. And I find that if this is like their final updated like algorithm, that like I've heard other people have told me too, that they'll have these weird like quiet periods out of nowhere, and it's kind of crazy. And it's not like the other people, like someone else I talked to, they do I think more sales than me, so it's not like our items are bad or all of a sudden I don't know. It's not like we only list like an item a day, and it's not like, which is not a big deal if people can only list an item a day. That's a whole nother topic. I think a lot of people should just list one item a day. It helps out a lot. eBay helps out with like bills, even if it's not full time. It could be like just groceries or just fun money, or maybe like a electrical bill or something. You know, something small. Just listing one items. But I'm just saying, like, I'm doing this full time, so I do notice these weird periods. It is strange, but I take this extra time to then I now have more time because shipping this is going to be really easy. I'll have more time for listing, organizing. I get more time to sit back and think about stuff because like on Mondays when there's like a bunch of orders from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, almost the whole day is just like mostly grabbing items, packing them, doing the video, shipping, and then I usually only have like 4 to 5 hours to list, and then it's like midnight at that point. And sometimes I go past midnight, but that just depends on like what my mood is for the day. But yeah, I get more time for that. So I'm used to this at this point. I'm not like super stressed. If I only had this every day, that is not full time. It's close ish, but like, yeah, this wouldn't be full time. Still got some chunky sales. It's basically what, like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. It's basically like $100, but then there's fees and then costs of stuff, right? So like taxes, there's also the eBay fees, there's also the shipping supplies. A lot of this stuff is little, but everything adds up, you know. Like I have plenty of penny sleeves and top loaders, so the cost is very low, and shipping out like this little baggie and another cheaper shipping baggie is going to be pretty cheap. But I had to pay a little bit more for the police cars, but those were from like a bulk purchase. So like if I had to like put a dollar amount to it, it's probably like $1 for all four, if that. All right, that's everything. Nothing too crazy. Nothing else to talk about, I guess, right now. I just got to go back to the grind. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help support us, take a look and buy something from our shop down below. Have a good one.